In NASCAR stock car competition. Take a look, Speedway Glitter today. Of course, NASCAR today coming up early tomorrow, part of Race Day America. Our live flag-to-flag coverage of the Southern 500 simulcast. Also a simulcast coming up, IndyCar racing from Vancouver, and the debut of RPM tonight, wrapping up a huge weekend of stock car competition. Hey, but last week, Bristol, Tennessee, they call it Thunder Valley, but things happen quick as lightning there. The Busch Grand National cars. Chad Little gets a little bit of a tap from Jeff Green. Little trying to go forward in the points, but in actuality, he goes back towards the wall, touches it, brings out the caution flag. That's the guy he's chasing, Johnny Benson. He cuts a tire as Grissom goes by, and Benson goes back to the back of the field. But Little not willing to give up. Here he makes a charge in the late laps, passes Terry Labonte, will take over the 4th spot, and that's where he would finish, although he came very close to passing Tim Fedewa at the checkered flag. Steve Grissom's crew had reason to celebrate. He won the race, followed by Jeff Green, Tim Fedewa, Chad Little, and Terry Labonte rounding out the top 5. Johnny Benson maintains the points lead, but Chad Little is closing the gap now to just 29 points.
As Chad Little sits in his car ready to go to battle here at Darlington, he knows that this is a track that has suited him very well over the past couple of events. Last year, 5th place finish here, and then earlier this year, a 4th place finish here at Darlington. Chad, what is it about this place that you like?
I actually don't like anything about this place, but no, I just think it's one of those tracks that, you know, I try to pace myself through any race, and people tend to run their tires off here. They go away quickly, times fall down quickly. I just try to run an even pace the whole time, and it seems to always work out for me because as their times fall off, I can just pick them off one at a time.
All right, thank you, Chad. Chad starts in the 16th place. The man he's chasing for the points title starts a little closer to the front, and that's where Bill Weber is.
32-year-old Johnny Benson finished 12th last week at Bristol, but he was 2nd here in the spring and 4th last September. And you're just crazy enough. You like this track. Your wife tells me it's because you're a little weird, but what's the story here, Johnny? You've had a lot of success.
I'll tell you what, you know, I guess I am a little weird to like this place, but it's a fun racetrack. It's tough, but it's fun. You know, you let the car slide around and do all kinds of neat stuff, so we have a good time here.
Well, there are 41 talented drivers in this field, and to tell you how tough this track is, only 2 of them have ever been to victory lane. In fact, there are only 7 drivers in this field that have ever finished in the top 3. The car that finishes first goes to victory lane, but with the season shrinking and the points race tight, there could be more than one winner here today. Jerry Punch?
Thank you very much, Bill. You're exactly right. And hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Punch. Once again, welcome to the track Too Tough to Tame, Darlington Raceway. There have been 26 events held over the years. It's the 26th for the Busch Series cars. But, hey, the 25th race back in March may have been the most memorable. Larry Pearson started 36th on the field, and the young second-generation driver wove his way through traffic one by one to go to victory lane. Now, when you're the son of a legend, that's going to be awfully tough. The expectations are very high. His dad, David, had won here 10 times, and finally, Larry able to celebrate. Speaking of sons of legends, let's go down now to Kyle Petty, who's with Larry Pearson.
Well, I am here with Larry Pearson beside the Stanley Chevrolet, and I tell you what, Larry, you ran a great race here the first race. I remember standing right behind your pit and watching Ryan Pemberton and those guys and tears swelling up in their eyes. And I know your father was feeling the same way. That was a big win to come here at Darlington where your father had won so much to pick up that race. But then later in the season, you went to South Carolina. You went to Myrtle Beach and won that race. And I've got a little broom here in my hand that they're passing out in the garage area here that Larry Pearson is going to sweep the state of South Carolina, and he's going to try to do it today.
Well, we hope so, Kyle. We did have a great run. Ryan, he sets up a great race car for me. You know, they've worked hard all year, and we were able to come here and win a pole for the first time this year. My first pole since 1988, but it feels great to be starting up front, especially here at Darlington.
Well, I tell you what, guys, with a Pearson on the pole, you can bet pretty much the chances are strong that he's going to end up in victory lane today. Hey, Ned, this place isn't the same track it used to be, is it?
Well, Kyle, it might look like the same place that you raced here on in March, but it isn't the same racetrack. They paved this thing right after these races last year. Everybody came here in March. They set new track records. Boy, they got a lot of adhesion on the racetrack. They love this place because it would stick so good in the corners. But something happened, Benny.
This baby is slick, folks, as witnessed by at least a dozen race cars that's either hit the wall or brushed the wall during practice and qualifying. And that's one car on the racetrack with really and truly nothing to win other than a qualifying spot. Today we're going to throw 42 of them on the racetrack side by side and nose to tail. Ned, It might not be pretty, but it will be exciting, trust me.
No question about it. We'll see a lot of excitement out here. And, you know, I got to look forward to a sun racing out here tomorrow for 500 miles. Jerry?
And, Benny, you may want to let Ned borrow those glasses. He may not want to see what's going to happen today or even tomorrow here at the track they call Too Tough to Tame. We'll be right back. Our Speed World coverage of the Gatorade 200 is being brought to you by Quaker State, the intelligent oil for longer engine life. By Suzuki. Your Suzuki motorcycle and ATV dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it. And by NASCAR 94-year in review. To order, call 800-71-NASCAR. Take a look at our Suzuki starting positions, top 15 there. 42 cars will start. There is Larry Pearson, his second ever pole at Darlington and 12th career pole in Busch Series competition.
And Pete Orr back in 14th. This might be his first. Is this his first Busch Grand National race?
Busch start.
There's the next 15 cars. Chuck Jim Bound back in the 30th spot.
And we see Phil Parsons down there in 26th spot. Look for Phil to have a good run here. He likes this racetrack pretty well.
Jerry Labonte, consistent runner, good runner in Busch Grand National back in about 17th.
Now we see Derek Cope down at the bottom had to take a provisional. He spun out during his qualifying run. He was running much better than that will show. So he's one of those drivers we can watch to come up through the field.
In-car camera today with Mark Martin. He's the guy that's won the Gatorade 200 2 years in a row back in 93 and 94. There's the Winn-Dixie in-car roof cam from Mark Martin's car. He starts back in 5th position. Glad to have you with us. Busch Series competition coming your way from Darlington, South Carolina. Single file on the first lap. You heard what Ned and Benny were saying as smoke comes out of the left side exhaust of the 00 car.
Looks like some problems for Buckshot Jones right away. The Longhorn Steakhouse car slow and looks like he's going to the back pits. As Jason Keller going by Mark Martin.
And Benny, that has to be a big disappointment for Buckshot Jones. He had come down here a couple of weeks ago and tested and had Davey Pearson, Larry Pearson's father, out here tutoring him. And felt very confident coming in here. And we see Jimmy Spencer making a move down on the inside of Fedowa.
That's Pete Orr.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Cars look very similar to the 88 and 55 cars. Whoa! Spencer in the wall. And he saves it. He goes up, brushes it, and no caution yet.
Boy, Jimmy Spencer started 15th. He and Chet Little both in row 8 had begun to make their way to the front, but Little gets that early Darlington stripe on the right side of his Ford. And now the car bobs and weaves again down in turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, he's got to be concerned how much damage did it do on the right side of the car.
This racetrack, man, we talked about it just a couple of minutes ago. It is slick around this racetrack. There we see that's Elton Sawyer car trying to get by Spencer. Down in turn 3.
Take a look again at what happened to Spencer and now Phil Parsons come by here just a moment ago down in turn 1.
He goes in the corner, just simply gets in a little too hard. He tries to save it, and he goes up, brushes it with the right rear and then the right front. Now then, let's go back to the lead. We can see that Johnny Benson in the 74, the red and yellow car, put a lot of heat. Both Pearson in the black and gold, number 92.
That's Tim Fedowa there in 3rd place, and here is Ward Burton making a pass on Stevie Reeves. Burton in the 95 Caterpillar car. Reeves in the number 7 Clever Girl car. There's Kenny Wallace getting by. They get together just a little bit.
And Reeves is going to spin.
And Stevie Reeves will tag the outside concrete. Now traffic coming right at him and go above him. Boy, great camera work, guys, as Reeves gets the car down and you get that shot of the traffic just easing by on the outside. And the caution will wave for the first time here at Darlington Raceway.
Man, oh man. It's almost like we cued Stevie. Spin. We've got the camera on him. Watch as he go down in turn 1. This is Kenny Wallace on the inside, the Red Dog car. And I think he takes Stevie's line away from him going in the corner. He has to go in a little bit too high. And when he does that, see how he gets up out of the groove a little bit? Away he goes.
If it just was not anything you could do with it once the back end broke loose. Had those right wheels up there and the loose stuff, we call it, where a lot of cars haven't run yet.
What a tough break for Stevie Reeves, qualifying on the pole last week. Had a good qualifying run this week and has a heavy damaged car early on. We'll be back to Darlington after this.